Hi, I'm Ginger, reading from the Geneva New Testament with modern spellings. It's coming from Galatians chapter 2, verse 10. Warning only that we should remember the poor, which thing also I was diligent to do. So we need to remember the poor people, not just to think about them in our mind and say, oh, poor people, but to actually help the poor. What can you do to help? You know, when you get your paycheck, you should set aside a certain amount for the poor. You should ask God what He wants you to give generously, and give with a cheerful heart, and give to the poor. You can either send it to a ministry that gives to the poor, like Alpha Ministries, ALPHA. You can give blankets to them for $10, or for giving a jacket, you can give $10 to them for that, or $4 for a Bible through them. There are other good ministries to give to the poor. You can sponsor an orphan through Compassion International, or you can give shoes to lepers through India Gospel League for $20, or you can give for $1. You can give a pair of flip-flops to a ministry called Advocates for Africa. And if you just jot a little note and put your dollar in an envelope, just jot down on the note, I'd like this to go for a pair of flip-flops for a needy person. There are ways to give that you don't have to just go broke. You should give generously, though. You know, still meet your needs, still pay your rent and your bills, of course, but also to give to the poor and give generously. Also for Bibles and tracts. That's also another thing that you can give, because some people are spiritually poor and some people are physically poor and some are both. And we want to meet those needs. We want to meet the physical needs for food and clothing and water, clean water. And the spiritual needs can be met if they receive Christ when you give them a tract, or if they receive Christ when you give them Holy Bible. Verse 11. And when Peter was come to Antiochia, I withstood him to his face, for he was to be blamed. For before that certain people came from James, he ate with Gentiles, but when they were come, he withdrew and separated himself, fearing them, which were of the circumcision. And the other Jews played the dissembled likewise with him, insomuch that Barnabas was brought into their dissimulation also. But when I saw that they were not the right way to the truth of the gospel, I said to Peter before all the men, if you being a Jew live as a Gentile and not like the Jews, why constrain you the Gentiles to do like the Jews? We which are Jews by nature and not sinners of the Gentiles know that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Jesus Christ. Even we, I say, have believed in Jesus Christ, that we might be justified by the faith of Christ, and not by the works of the law, because that by the works of the law no flesh shall be justified. We'll stop there for a minute and talk about this. This is talking about, when you see the word law here, it is talking about the old covenant law, the old covenant Torah observant lifestyle. And we are not to be under the old covenant Torah observant lifestyle, or as many call it, the Hebrew roots movement. And the reason why is because of what this verse is saying. It says, know that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by faith of Jesus Christ. Even we, I say, have believed in Jesus Christ, that we might be justified by the faith of Christ, and not by the works of the law, because that by the works of the law no flesh shall be justified. So I'm going to end with Galatians 5:4. And that will also show you the dangers of trying to go under the Hebrew roots movement or the Torah observant lifestyle. Galatians 5:4 says, you are abolished from Christ. Whosoever are justified by the law, you are fallen from grace. And that is number 3551, the word law there, specifically of Moses, it says. So, and then the rest of it on the definition include the volume also of the gospel, or figurative, a principle or law. So when we go under the law of Moses and try to be justified by that, we can fall from grace. We don't want to try to be justified by the old covenant Torah observant lifestyle, because here it says, you are abolished from Christ. Whosoever are justified by the law, you are fallen from grace. Thank you for listening. God bless all who seek after God with all their heart, mind, soul, and strength.